Okay, ready, Alan?
Ready?
Okay. So welcome back to another video. We've come over to Alan over in Leeds today at CCH, who we kindly sent a Worcester Bosch 4000 to you about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we fit thousands and thousands and thousands of this product per year. So we sort of understand the failure rates, what installers think about it. But we thought it'd be good to get your opinion on it. I don't think you'd fitted one of these before, had you? So this is first time. You've installed one, you've been down to Worcester, done the Worcester course, you've learned lots about the product. I've stolen your specification guide because there's lots of stuff in this product, or lots of features of this product that we forget to mention, and they are now more relevant in the current energy crisis than ever, because from an efficiency perspective, this is a very efficient product. So this is a 4000 Worcester Bosch Green Star, so this is sort of the mid-range product. There's an entry-level product called a 2000, which is sort of, it's not a budget boiler, but it's just an entry-level Worcester Bosch. 99% of people go for the 4000 because it suits most applications. It's made with very high quality components and it's very, very reliable. There is one above this, which is the 8000. That's more suited for sort of larger properties or properties that have a really high hot water demand. Have you ever fitted an 8000 before?
We did actually install one on a charity install.
Did we? Oh,
quite
okay. Or did you?
Long time ago, yeah.
Right.
Well, a year or so ago.
We probably won't get you one of them because they're quite expensive.
They're quite heavy as well.
They're quite heavy, yeah. So we'll just deal with this. So just look, 3 facts about the product that I know about, and then we're going to hand over to Alan to give you some more technical information. They come in 2 power outputs in the combi version, 25 kilowatt and 30 kilowatt. The heating output is the same on both of those, is it? And then it's just the hot water that's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you get about 2.5 litres more hot water per minute on the 30 kilowatt, but from a central heating perspective, exactly the same. The boiler comes in a combi boiler, and it also comes in a system boiler. So the regular boiler with a boiler with a tank, that's not the 4000 range, that's still the RI range. Combi boiler is the most popular product that we do and certainly that Worcester sell. Guarantee, if you buy one and have it fitted by a non-approved Worcester Bosch engineer, you'll get a 7-year parts and labour warranty. If you fit the Worcester Bosch filter, which is the Green Star filter, the approved filter, that'll get you an extended warranty depending on who fits it. With Heatable, you would get a 10-year parts and labour warranty with the boiler and the filter itself, and that covers you for any eventuality like a breakdown, the boiler goes off, spare parts, labour, call outs, that's all included. They actually call it a guarantee, not a warranty, and they're quite particular about that because Bosch are a very customer focused business, and essentially what they're saying there is they will guarantee to repair the product for you. A warranty is sort of a legal requirement, but a guarantee goes above and beyond that. From a user functionality perspective, we have a lot of customers who have these boilers. Like I said, we sell a lot of them. People report the menus are nice and easy to use. You can alternate or adjust rather the temperature of the central heating from a user end and also the hot water. An engineer can do that a little bit further. We're going to go into that in a second. So the user can adjust the temperature, but the engineer, there's some advanced settings that they can adjust to maximise the efficiency of your system. Some other bits that are sort of relevant for a consumer, obviously everyone is looking to recycle more and to be more environmentally conscious. This product obviously is a fossil fuel product, there's no getting away from that. However, it's made with a lot of renewable materials. So there's aluminium in the heat exchanger. All the packaging is eco-friendly. When you got the product, there's no sort of plastic, is there, in the packaging? There is a
smell like cardboard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cardboard. The bag that's in there as well, that's a fully recyclable. I think it's even a compostable bag. So they've gone to great lengths to ensure that all the packaging, the waste that comes out of the product doesn't just go straight into landfill. It's fully recyclable. And a lot of the products in here are made with recyclable materials as well, so quite an ethically conscious product. And obviously combine that with its efficiency, it's a good choice. in a move towards going greener. Anything else you want to talk about that you can sort of think of? I mean, that's from a consumer point of view, that's sort of it, isn't it? But from an engineer point of view and from a consumer advice point of view, you know a little bit more.
From an installer point of view, it's got a jig, pipes can go at the back. So this one we've got pipes going down, but you can pipe it up the back as well if you needed to. This is range rateable, so you can range rate this boiler so that the boiler doesn't fire up to full. So if it was set to say 22 or 24, I can't remember what it says in there, but you can range rate this down to 13 kilowatts.
So what's the difference between, because boilers modulate, don't they?
Yes.
Is that where they ought, well, I don't know the difference between modulation and range rating. I don't fully understand it. So what's the difference between those two?
So range rating it is you're capping the maximum that it will go to. So if you imagine driving a car, the maximum acceleration, the maximum speed that it will go.
Yeah.
The modulation is it will modulate down. So if you imagine putting some milk in a pan and simmering it on hob, you can turn it right down so it'll just simmer. So you can make the house more comfortable.
And that's done automatically?
It's done automatically. It'll modulate down to 3 kilowatts. So a lot of houses, they only need 6 to 8 kilowatts for an average house to heat the house, and that's at -2 outside.
Right.
So when it's only starting to get cold, you might only need 3 or 4 kilowatts, but this will modulate down to 3 kilowatts. Right. So the boiler's not cycling; it's not going on and off, on and off, on and off. Yeah,
because I mean, when you see the advertised kilowatts of a product, that on a combi, that usually relates to the hot water, doesn't it?
Yes.
So the heating element of a modern, efficient combi boiler like this generally will be the same throughout the range. I think on the 8000 it's slightly different how you go up. But when you see the advertised kilowatts, that's basing it on what the hot water ability is. I think what you were saying then was once the boiler's hooked up and running, it'll kick on and it might go to its maximum set temperature, but as it starts to notice that the heating system's heating up, it comes down, comes down, comes down and comes down. This product can go down to 3 kilowatts. So that's like a kettle, isn't it? 3 kilowatts, 2.7 kilowatts. So a really, really low output, especially when you consider that gas is about 3 times cheaper than electric. Compared to a kettle, it's a very, very low setting. And then if it needs to, it can ramp back up again. What you were mentioning before, the range rating element is what the engineer can do as a further setup. It's not something a customer can do on here, but what an engineer can do as a further setup is set its maximum kilowatts you want it to go to. So you might set it at 20, let's say, and then it will automatically make its own decision from that position you've set it.
And you can set it lower than that if you wanted to. So if you go to a house and it's a smaller house, then you can set that all the way down to whatever you want it to be, down to 13 kilowatts, I think it is.
Yeah, I was trying to read in here before.
You can get a low NOx plug, and then it'll go lower then.
Right, okay. But for the emissions when it has to recalibrate itself.
Yeah, so you can range it down lower then, I believe.
Yeah, there was something in here now about the minimum, I can't remember what it is. Something else on the product as well, from an install perspective, that we've noticed is we get a lot of good feedback around the jig's nice and easy to pipe up. So the jig essentially behind this whole product would pull off this frame. There's a frame behind here that you pipe up first, and the boiler just sort of clicks on and tightens up, doesn't it? So nice and easy. And again, for future replacements, if you stick with this style product, this actual boiler will fit on the old iJunior jig. So it's interchangeable, so it does reduce the installation cost as well, because it's a little bit more simple to do. You get an improved flue length on this product, so we struggle with that on the 2000 model. The 2000, the fan's not as strong as it is in this product, and that reduces the maximum flue length you can get. With this product, I think it goes up to sort of 12 metres, it is in here somewhere actually, on a horizontal flue, so that covers most applications. Another great benefit of the product as well is the noise. So we get a lot of positive feedback from customers about the low operational noise of the boiler. It's a well insulated case. I was just reading before actually in here that The combi boilers are down 10% on the previous model in terms of noise, so 45 decibels. The system boiler was as low as 42 decibels. So if your boiler's in a cupboard, it's in the loft or an airing cupboard at night, and if it's on heat in the house, you will generally hear something from a combi boiler. With this product, we don't really get that feedback because it's very, very quiet. It's probably linked to the fact that it's got that modulation right down. It's not working very hard at all. It's just sort of ticking over. So we really like the product, to be honest. You know, we have no issues with them. From a failure rate, they don't really fail. Worcester Bosch's support is very, very good. And for most housing stock, like Alan was saying a minute ago, you know, a typical property would use 6, 8, 9 kilowatts to heat the home. This has got up to 24 kilowatt out of the box for central heating. So that would cover pretty much any application. Yeah. Once it'll kick in, then ramp down. And from a hot water perspective, I think you get about 10.2 litres a minute on the 25 kilowatt boiler, which is plenty of hot water. The 30 kilowatt model, slightly better performance. I think you get about 12.5 litres of hot water at 35 degrees. When you think about most showers, most taps, they don't flow much more than that anyway.
They have restrictors in, don't they? In a lot of them anyway.
Yeah, so again, with the push towards more environmentally friendly products, any new showers, taps, certainly on new builds, they have flow restrictors in. Another point about this product, which is very relevant for customers who live in areas of poor water pressure, especially London. So we do an awful lot of installs in the London area. Flats or even just properties in London generally have lower water pressure just because of the density of people in one area and the supply they have. This product will run at 1 bar and give you the same flow rate. Other products would restrict that. So if you live in a property with low hot water pressure and you're concerned about can you have a combi boiler, or maybe you won't get the full pressure through, with this product, if you have 1 bar, which I think is the UK minimum standard for a water company to give you, you can have this product. That's on the 25 kilowatt, it's 1.2 bars on the 30, obviously because the 30 gives you slightly more hot water. Also from a service point of view, no sharp edges.
I was going to say that.
Anymore. So like Worcester's used to get a bit of grief because there was a couple of sharp frame edges inside the products. They've really worked on that. They've listened to that feedback from the engineers. So if you're having your product serviced or you are a service engineer, it's now a lot easier to get to the components and you won't cut your hands to pieces on it. Do you want to take a little quick look inside and maybe have a quick look and see? So the case is just 2 screws at the bottom. As you can see as well, it's an insulated case. So on the back, you've got some foam, some sound suppression. There's some sound suppression on the edges here as well. That's what's giving it that low operational noise. Nice, and then they have all these new quick access parts, don't they? With the green tangs on them, so you can just pull them off.
PRV up front as well.
That used to be at the back.
Nice and easy to get to.
Yeah, so the PRV is pressure reducing valve or pressure relief valve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes they can become a serviceable component if they get a bit of dirt in them, they get a bit of grime. If your boiler's passing a little bit of water, happens to the best of us with age, then you can easily replace the PRV. Whereas the plastic is a nightmare.
Plate heat exchanger as well. Once you take condensate trap out, that comes out 1 screw, comes out nice and easy.
Right.
So
nice and easy to get to. Vessel's got a nice recharge point on the front.
No, all rolled edges.
Very nice.
No sharp edges. Expansion vessel. Nice and easy to get to.
Yeah, some of the old Worcesters used to be on the back, didn't it?
Nice big pipe on there as well. It's not going to block up.
Yeah.
So they used to block up on some
All the
boilers with smaller pipes on.
You've also got on this product, there's a digital pressure gauge. So obviously sometimes your boiler pressure will drop. This is over time, you get a bit of air venting through the system, you might have a small leak on your system. If your boiler pressure drops below a certain level, then the boiler will turn off. There is a digital screen on the front of this product and it'll give you the warning signs. Like right now, this actually isn't piped up because you just moved the boiler. So it's saying there's no pressure, it needs topping up. But also as well, there is a manual gauge as well. So if the digital gauge ever failed for whatever reason, you've got a backup there.
This is good for installer. So when you're first putting the boiler in,
Yeah.
and you can top the pressure up, and you might not have power on. So
Oh, so
sometimes electricians might come out and wire the boiler, but you can see pressure. You can top it up.
Top it up. So that's a good, nice little handy sort of fail-safe feature. That menu on there, obviously you've been through it. It's quite easy to use, isn't it? It gives you. There's lots of features you can have in that. You can have annual service reminders built into it. You can either build in, as an installer, if you're installing for your own customers, you can put your contact number for your company, so you can flash up and say, hey, your boiler's due a service, ring Tony or ring Alan on this number, and it'll prompt you to do that. You can adjust all the settings, you can view the hours it's been used. It's a really, really good, nice, easy to use screen. It's a colour screen as well. No, it doesn't make a big difference, but nice, gives it a bit of a sort of a premium feel as a product. They're quite robust, aren't they, as well? Like, they're very sturdy products.
Sides come off as well, so you can get into all of it.
Parts. Yeah. So from a service and a maintenance perspective, I think they've been designed. It's a mass market product. It's fitted in a lot of properties up and down the UK. A lot of contracts favour them as well. And obviously, boilers need to be serviced. Worcester have gone to a lot of effort to make sure it's nice and simple.
Also got Nintendo controls.
Yes, so if you have the Worcester controller, from an install perspective for wiring the product, you just got to get your live neutral and earth to it, power it up, and if you want to and you go for the optional Worcester controls, then even I could fit it. Well, you could fit this thing.
Go on then, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Just push that in there, nice and easy.
So that cartridge clicks in, and then that's RF to the actual controller. This is the Worcester Bosch Smart Controller. It's a bit of a mini-me for a 4000 or an 8000. Quite a nice looking bit of kit, feels nice and premium. Smart enabled, so to your mobile phone you can turn the boiler off when you're in or out of the home. But obviously from a wiring perspective, from an engineer, engineers don't like wiring boilers, it's a bit of a pain. That makes it super, super easy. Another benefit from a consumer and an engineer on fitting the Worcester controls is Worcester will match the warranty on their accessories to that of the main boiler, or the main component. So if you've got the Worcester Bosch 4000 fitted through Heatable, whoever, and you get a 10-year guarantee, for example, and you fit this controller, you'll get a 10-year guarantee on that controller. Same with the flue and same with the filter. So we only fit the Worcester Bosch filters. They're a great bit of kit. Very reliable, they don't leak, but also you get the warranty. So if a filter needs to be serviced every year, they have a neoprene sort of seal in them. They over time can get pinched or they can dry out, you might get a bit of a weep. If that was the case, you wouldn't need to call an engineer and pay for it. They will just attend and repair that for you free of charge. There's some other accessories as well, isn't there? You can get like a wireless, keyless filling link. You can get the automatic filling link.
Auto-fill, yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots of accessories that you can attach to the product if you need to. But the main one would be the controller and the filter. I think Worcester are very keen on making sure that, it's a high quality product and they like their accessories to be installed alongside of it. They're all designed to work together, and obviously as an end user, having the benefit of that warranty from a cost protection perspective is key. You're not going to have any unwanted bills to replace third-party components because they'll be all under the same roof. So yeah, it's just a quick summary of the product really. Obviously we were just keen to get your feedback on it. Obviously you'd not fitted one before. It went in nice installed, nice and easy. I'm guessing it was straightforward to do.
Yeah, it was nice and easy to install. PRV were a little bit short if we were going to be picky.
On the preformed tail thing?
Yeah, but I found out later that that's designed so that when you swap over from the older style boilers, you can just put an elbow on and connect up to the old pipework.
Okay, yeah.
So it's designed for that. But if you're going to install it from new, then ideally if it had been a bit longer, then you could have took pipes straight down.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, PRV on front, again, I think that's really good. Expansion vessel, I actually like the auto air vent as well, at top at heat exchanger.
Yeah.
Because a lot of boilers, they have them on backup pump.
Yeah.
And then the heat exchanger is the bit that gets the air in.
Yeah.
Which then you can have problems with heat exchanger. But obviously this has got the auto air vent on there, so it just makes it so that will have water in rather than air in. Yeah, no, it's It looks good.
Yeah, that's a good product, fantastic. From a suitability perspective as well, obviously if you're a customer looking to have one of these in your home and you're wondering, you know, is it suitable for your property? The answer is, for most people, yes. Obviously you've got to get some expert advice off a plumber. However, if you've got up to sort of 15, 18 radiators, you've got one bathroom, shower above, it's going to be more than powerful enough to run any of that. With any combi boiler, if you want to run 2 hot outlets at once, that's always challenging. Doesn't matter how big the boiler is and the kilowatts are. If you haven't got enough hot water or enough cold supply, to do that, it simply won't work. But for mass market approach, this is a perfect boiler to pick. If you're an engineer and you're interested in finding more about the product, then we would recommend doing one of the Worcester approved courses. You did one, learned a lot about the product. They'll teach you about commissioning, setting it up, the range rating. They'll also support you and put you in touch with a rep. So you're a local area rep and you have what's called a local TSM. So that's like a technical guide for your region. So if you want an install, maybe you've got a problem, you're unsure, or you're specifying a product and you're unsure about which one to go for, you can call them and they'll offer that services for you. And that's all free of charge, part of being a WAI member. If you're a consumer and you do want to buy a boiler and you'd like to use Heatable, then you can go to heatable.co.uk. You can get a fixed price in about 60 seconds. There's no need for a site survey. Our algorithm and system will calculate the right boiler for you. Once you've picked a product, hopefully it's a Worcester Bosch 4000, you can pick an install date. You've got a range of options to pay, including Klarna. You can pay on a debit card, credit card, Amex, and we offer interest-free credit and interest-bearing credit. And we can usually install in 24 to 72 hours for a fixed price. So even if you want to get a benchmark quote, it's free to get a quote. Head over to heatable.co.uk and we'll be able to help you from there. Cool? Anything else?
No, that's it.
Thank you very much.